Right, ladies and gentlemen, what an absolute ruddy horror show that was. Chelsea away at Watford in the Premier League, somehow got away with 3 points, somehow remain at the top of the Premier League, despite a dysfunctional, eye-burning, largely, performance from Chelsea's heavily rotated side. 6 changes on the night. 1-2-1, we're going to talk about the goals, we're going to talk about the performers, we're going to talk about the non-performers, the dysfunctionality of this game. Watford playing well. Lots to get into. I've just finished watching the game. I've just started recording. I'm going to reflect on everything. So settle in, get comfortable. I appreciate all your support. If you want to like the stream, the video, that means a lot. I really appreciate that. Friends, thank you. And do consider subscribing if you have subscribed or a new subscriber. Make sure all notifications are turned on when you press the bell. Otherwise, you can have problems. Guys, welcome to Football Therapy. Welcome to your match review for this terrifying game. Again, Heart Attack FC in the final minutes just defending a 1-goal lead at a side that you should be beating. First and foremost, let's talk about the gentleman who had a near fatality, a cardiac arrest, a heart attack. Health comes above football. He shout out to Alonso and the players that saw it was happening. They got the Chelsea medical staff over. The protocol is absolutely correct in stopping the game while this is being seen to, and it was, fortunately, I don't know if he went to the hospital. I'm assuming he went to the hospital right next door. If so, that's lucky that the hospital is next door. And shout out to the medical team, and my thoughts are with the gentleman. I hope he recovers well. Sounds like he was stabilised, which is positive. Right, so the football was mental. Watford immediately jumped on us. And prior to this stoppage, where this gentleman was being cared for, Chelsea were massively under the cosh. Watford were all over a largely dysfunctional Chelsea because of heavy rotation. I think away midweek game, sort of peculiar. It's good atmosphere originally in the Watford stadium. They were backing their team. They were, responding to Watford, beating up Chelsea physically and pressing Chelsea and having a good tactical plan. Chelsea made 6 changes, and when we all saw this lineup, we thought, oh, okay, intriguing, trying to be positive, but my giddy aunt May. Mendy in goal, fine. Christensen returns to the back 3. Oh, good. Tuchel hasn't, taken him out of the team completely to try and punish him for not signing. It's all good. Chalobah on the right, Rudiger on the left. Superb. Bellissimo, right? Up top, rotation, that's cool. No Romelu Lukaku yet, fine. Who starts? Havertz, fine, cool. Mason Mount, yep, good. By the way, one man of the match. We'll talk about that in a moment. And Pulisic as well, who was pushed all over the gaff in this game. It was the midfield 4. We had Alonso, who had an awful game against United and was taken off eventually. We have a Cesar Azpilicueta, who's a great defender, bless him, in his 30-ish years, and a great right centre-back. Not so much as a wing-back. You'd feel safe with him, but it doesn't feel like he's not going to offer what Reece James or even Hudson-Odoi probably offers offensively as a wing-back. The midfield pivot. I love Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You know me. Massive, massive fan. Been a bit wobbly of late, and he was the sort of senior settled, even though he's not been settled of late, figure in a midfield duo of himself and Saul Niguez. This is Saul Niguez's 2nd Premier League start for Chelsea. In his first, he had an absolute shocker and was hooked at half-time. In this one, he had an absolute shocker and was hooked at half-time. Got a yellow, looked like completely baffled, just not connected to the football match. Really, really worrying. And Chelsea were getting absolutely, like I said, beaten up. We were getting all sorts of stuff was going on wrong, and we managed to carve out a goal and get into the final third, and it was a really good goal. And for his worrying play of late, Alonso did some great work, getting the ball forward, winning it and playing it forwards. I can't remember who he passes it to after that, or if it goes straight to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz does the right thing, and 99% of attackers and centre forwards who don't get that many goals will snap at that and go for it. He really calmly lays it off to Mason Mount, who converts. All sensible, very good, showing that we can be functional and intelligent in a chaotic, dysfunctional, crazy game. 1-0 Chelsea, 29th minute, and of course Watford equalised just before half-time in the 43rd minute. And they deserve it. Of course they deserve it, because they were just looking like a good team playing against better quality players, but better quality players that were not playing well at all. Like a lot of us in that first half, the only people that I'd say played well probably Havertz and Mount. Because Mount did a good general play, scored the goal. Havertz assisted it intelligently and had a couple of good moments. Mount also hit the post early doors. And you're thinking, right, well, something has to change. Something does change at halftime. Saul gets hooked for Thiago Silva. So Christensen moves over, Thiago Silva goes in the middle, and of course Trevor Chalobah goes into the midfield, excuse me, which he has done for Tuchel before. You know, he played on loan in Liga last season as a midfielder, central defensive midfielder. So great, fine, you're like, okay, I feel more safe, Saul had to come off, and by the way, surely he's never playing for Chelsea again. Let me know your thoughts on Saul down in the comment section below, maybe to the point of we recall, I don't know, you can't really recall Gallagher or Gilmour now in terms of how they're important to their sides. Whatever. Point being, there's a change, but the game becomes chaotic. Everything's going wrong. In fact, that Chalobah does his hamstring and has to come off, and he was like our backup midfielder. So, and the moment he does his hamstring, I saw it, and it was that crazy moment when Mendy runs out and like clears the ball and like injures himself at the same time. And I was like, oh, hamstring, what, mad clearance, oh, what, he's done his ankle, what's happening? So much was going wrong in such a little amount of time. And then we see some more changes. Hakim Ziyech comes on. So Sal's come off for Thiago Silva, and then Hakim Ziyech comes on for Trevor Chalobah now. So he's like playing, there's like a kind of midfield pivot of like Mason, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, or Ziyech. Ziyech is kind of playing more in the midfield, which he has done, interestingly, under Tuchel, like a sort of 3-5-2 often. He sort of plays as, it occupies the midfield role, but also has the license to get forward and create. We get what turns out to be the winning goal, which is a lovely finish from Hakim Ziyech. The ball gets played forward, Mason Mount takes it, a lovely assist on Mason Mount's left boot. Hakim Ziyech, I think it's either volley or half volley, rifles it into the roof of the net so the keeper can't save it. And that is only on the 72nd minute. So I'm thinking at that point, okay, we might cook now, you know? We might score more goals, you know? We might, like, Ziyech might score some more goals. He did have some chances, but that was it for goals. Romelu Lukaku comes on again, his second appearance off the bench since he's come back from fitness. Didn't really get a chance to do anything in the final third. Made a vital, won a vital aerial duel in our own box and headed the ball away. I've said like he's reminiscent of Drogba as a striker doing that. He's done that quite a lot for us this season already. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm thinking, Jesus, if we get through this horror show, like, I'll be so much better, Lord. Do you know what I mean? Because so much went wrong. The lineup was wrong. The play was wrong. We couldn't play together. So much went wrong on the pitch. So since like Saul Niguez forgot he was a footballer, Trevor Chalobah like did his hamstring. Ziyech got battered a few times as well. A lot went wrong, man. But fortunately, as the game went on, even though we're under the cosh, we were being put under heavy amounts of pressure at the very end there were sensible moments. As Piliqueta put his foot on the ball, Ruben Loftus-Cheek grew into the game massively. He didn't start great. Towards the end of the second half, he was the man. He was the boy, winning fouls, dribbling through the midfield, trusting himself, believing in himself to do what he does best. And Chelsea saw out the game, sweaty moments, you know, defending set pieces, defending free kicks, and we get over the line and get all 3 points. And this is one of those games, it could be the mark of champions, but boy oh boy, I hope Thomas Tuchel learnt a lot from some of these players. I suppose most notably Sal. So who played well? Mendy, I guess, played well. He made that crazy clearance that worked for us. He came off his line really, really well. Great goalkeeping, made a couple of saves. The defenders, I think, yeah, pretty good. I think when we're under pressure like that, it's often not the defenders. It's when we're failing systemically. And we know all those defenders on the pitch are very good, and all the defenders on the pitch are generally in form. The midfield was a complete horror show, largely because of Saul Niguez. Ruben didn't start so confidently, but of course he grew into the game. Alonso wasn't great, had loads of frustrating moments, especially in the first half, although he was integral to the opener as well, which he deserves respect for. Cesar Azpilicueta, relatively uninspiring at right wing back. Please feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong down in the comment section below. Kai Havertz, very good. My second man of the match, if you will, or a joint second with Ziyech, because Ziyech was good when he came on in terms of just doing stuff, changing the game, attack, you know, offensively. But probably Havertz was the second man of the match after Mason Mount, who of course was brilliant. Mason Mount. In chaos, he was commanding people. He's like, no, we're not losing this, boys. Do you know what I mean? He got the goal, he got an assist, he hit the post, and he was sensible in play. Tuchel will watch that, and he'll be like, yeah, this guy's staying in my team. this guy's staying in my team. Pulisic really frustrated me at times. He didn't play through Havertz early enough, and that which should have been maybe a goal. But he played well. He fought well, Christian Pulisic, so you can't fault him for effort. And he had to play wing back towards the end as well when Lukaku came on. As Spilicueta came off, so he had to play a wing back when we were chasing a winner. And he's, he wasn't particularly great, Pulisic, I don't think, but he was part of that winning performance ultimately, and he wasn't necessarily a massive hindrance, so he deserves respect. And like Lukaku came on, didn't get a chance to do anything. Guys, let me know what you think. Rip your hand off for those 3 points all day. Massive win. Stay at the top of the Premier League. Huge win. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. I'll be keen to hear it. Subscribe if you're new. And if you want to make me feel good, drop a like, friends. Enjoy the football if you can. I'll see you later.